But the Paralympics thing, back to Becca Meyers here. The USOPC, so is that the United States Olympic Performance Committee?
Must be.
Or
Plan.
Paralympic? Would that be in there?
United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee.
Okay.
There it is.
All right. USOPC. Wait, obviously Paralympic was in there. Has repeatedly denied my reasonable and essential accommodation because of my disability, leaving me no choice. Full statement below. I've had to make the gut-wrenching decision to withdraw from the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. I'm angry, I'm disappointed, but most of all, I'm sad to not be representing my country. The USOPC has denied a reasonable and essential accommodation for me as a deaf-blind athlete to be able to compete in Tokyo, telling me repeatedly that I do not need a personal care assistant who I trust, because there will be a single personal care assistant on staff that is available to assist me and 33 other Paralympic swimmers, 9 of whom are also visually impaired. The USOPC has approved me having a trusted PCA, my mom, at all international meets since 2017, but this time it's different. With COVID, there are new safety measures and limits of non-essential staff in place, rightfully so, but a trusted PCA is essential for me to compete. Doesn't that seem just pretty natural?
That's pretty reasonable, I think.
I do. The way she led that off, we're like, okay, she's kind of leading here, saying this is pretty reasonable and essential. And then she's like, let me explain to you exactly why I'm feeling that way. Yeah, look, can we not get a PCA that she knows? What do we do? Why is this This is what I'm talking about, though, when it comes to everything we're hearing about these Olympics. Or like, why are the Olympics doing it? Why is this happening? And this is another one. Can we not get Becca Meyers a goddamn PCA and let her mom in there?
Well, and COVID's a very easy scapegoat to follow because of COVID. We can't do that. But for someone who is blind and deaf, I'm assuming you want someone you're comfortable around and that you trust, so you don't just have some random person leading you around in Tokyo.
And this is going to sound very ignorant, and I apologize for that. Is there a lot of blind and deaf people out there?
I don't know. And she said there's 9 visually impaired people just in the swimming.
Visually impaired. But is it blind and deaf? That is like that. Is that not what?
I would guess it's not that common, but
if it means anything, 0.2% of the world's population. That's what popped up right away. Deaf and blind.
0.2%. That's a lot of people.
Which is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
So this goes back to the how. If you can't see or hear anything, how do you? That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Helen Keller is one of the craziest stories of all time.
Well, that's what this is
like the 0.2% obviously as well, but.
So what would make this is a Helen Keller situation, right? What was different with Helen Keller? Anything? Blind and deaf, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
she wasn't swimming in the Olympics. I know that.
True. So how come we're not? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking unbelievable.
It really is.
And now a blind and deaf person cannot compete in the Paralympic celebration, basically of just accomplishing things that nobody ever thought anybody could accomplish. And the world celebration of that. Blind and deaf Becca Meyers won't compete because they won't let her mom be around her? What are we doing?
Figure it out.
Get it? What are we doing? That's an unbelievable story.
It really is.
And they only have one person for 33 people. It's like, that's not going to work in itself, let alone not letting the mom go.
0.2% of the world's population that's a lot of people. I didn't know that was happening. The willpower, think about that. The willpower to continue, like, how do you learn it? I don't understand. The Helen Keller story, I think, has been so fascinating for a lot of people because they go, I don't know how that can. And then Becca Meyers here is swimming in the Paralympics.
Unbelievable.
Let's go, Becca Meyers. Let's go, dude.
Let her swim.
Let her swim, dude.
Bullshit.
Let her mom there, man. What's going on?
It is horse shit.
Because it happened with the lady who's running for Canada, too, who has a kid, and she's not going anymore because they won't let her kid go, and she got to breastfeed her kid. So she had to drop out, too.
Okay, so like, all right, this is going to sound bad potentially, but the Olympics could say is it the Olympics or Paralympics? Olympics?
The Olympics, yeah.
The Olympics could say, you knew this was potentially going to happen. The planning schedule of they could be assholes and say that, I think. Sure. That is something that could happen. But Why? Doesn't have to. Like, hey, just let her take. Why can't she take her bed? And I guess it's because they don't have enough cardboard box beds over there.
Pretty much.
Is that why?
I think they are, with the COVID over there, I think they're trying to limit as many people that come as possible.
Hey, so they're they're back whenever they're at a stage that we hopefully have passed like months and months and months ago, huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
You know, they say that happens with fashion. Everything starts over there and then comes over this way like after a couple of years. Is that same type of thing happening with COVID? Has it not hit Japan as much in the past? Was Japan still going while we were all shut down, or is this another shutdown over there?
I think it's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of the variant or whatever. I mean, I don't know if they were completely back to normal, but I mean, they're going like back into lockdown pretty much. I'm pretty sure Tokyo is in lockdown.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's why. I mean,
So the Olympic athletes have to be in a bubble, but they said the bubble was loose, so that probably means the local government and authority that has everybody on lockdown is not exactly thrilled about that.
I think so, yeah.
So this is going to be a potential. I mean, there's a chance.
oh yeah, today.
No.
Yeah, there's a chance.
No, not today. I think it would be like in the middle.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh,
like
okay.
two teams compete against each other, and everyone on both teams gets COVID, and then they're just like, oh shit, we have to pull the plug on this right now.
Did you hear about Becca Meyers, AJ? I'd like to get your take on this.
I have not. No, what happened?
So Becca Meyers is in the Paralympics, which also some house cleaning. It takes place after the Olympics.
Okay,
In
after.
the same city, not
Okay.
at the same time.
Sure.
Okay, so we cleaned up hour one there a little
Now
bit.
we know. Now we
And
know.
yesterday, I'm very thankful we had done such a thing. Becca Meyers is deaf and blind, and she's an Olympian swimmer, a Paralympic swimmer, and she's not going because her PCA, personal care assistant, is not one that she trusts. It's just one PCA for 33 other Paralympic swimmers, 9 of whom are visually impaired. So they're not allowing any other PCAs like her mom, who has been her personal care assistant and all these things in the past. They're saying no because of COVID, so Becca Meyers has to withdraw. A couple of things stuck out to us. Had no idea that 0.2 of the population, allegedly from our stats earlier, is deaf and blind. I did not know that there was this many people that were deaf and blind. That's unbelievable that there is an Olympic swimmer who can't hear or see. How do you learn? How do you figure it out? The Helen Keller story obviously puts a spotlight on that, and everybody goes, there's no way. There's a Paralympian named Becca Meyers who won't go and can't swim, who's deaf and blind because the Olympics won't let her have her mom there. It's unbelievable, AJ.
Horseshit.
Of course, I mean, it never. I guess it never surprises me that people in high positions that just seem to make poor decisions, and it just happens over and over again. Now, I would love to hear their side of the story. What are they going to try to say? Well, once you let the floodgates open, then everybody wants to bring somebody. I'm like, well, no, you need to look at it like individual by individual basis when it comes to something like this.
Situations.
This is a situation, yeah.
No, say it.
Situations.
Should be looked at in an individual case-by-case basis.
Bingo. Situations are situational. And don't turn that into OH, okay? There's no reason for you to go ahead and leave ducks on the pond.
Come on, dude. I like situations are situational, so I was just, I'll give it to you in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I would like that one to maybe live on because it is accurate more often than not. It just feels like whenever you try to bundle everything into one big decision, you can't. It just doesn't. That's not how the world works. I mean, I guess that happens outside of sports a lot where it's either this or this. And it's like, well, can't we treat them as individual? No, can't do it because once you do that, it's like, all right, that's not how the world should operate. But it is. And it's not necessarily enjoyable. But if the Olympics get canceled here because of, hey, COVID's real over there, I guess they said the boys here said the entire city of Tokyo is on lockdown right now. They are locked down right now like we were. They are sitting in their homes right now, not allowed outside, I guess, in Tokyo. I had no idea that was the case.
Well, that's why it's hard to imagine the Paralympic Games going on now that we know that they happen after. Like even if the Olympics or the World Games don't get canceled, it's like, if they have a few outbreaks or even one team gets a bunch of cases or whatever, they're just going to be like, all right, with the Paralympics, let's just scratch it because we're having trouble now.
And the Para World Games happen, I guess, is that's probably what we should
Yeah,
say.
the Para-World Games, yeah.
Para,
Wait, why can't we say Olympics?
because they ruined it. You're not allowed to sue you.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Sue you.
Really? If I say Olympics?
Yeah,
Yeah,
stop doing
like,
it.
stop doing
AJ.
it.
Isn't that good promotion to watch?
Nah, they don't need it. They got The Rock opening up the ceremony.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, The Rock. The Rock is.
He's there?
When you need the Olympic ceremonies to be opened, a celebration not just of the Titan Games, but of the world's Titan Games. Who do you call? Dewey Johnson walking through an airport hangar. It's awesome. Welcome to the Olympics. Yeah, Dewey Johnson.